Hey folks, so today's video I'm going to talk about makeup as a non-binary trans mass person. Particularly as a person who is in the Kawaii community, there is quite a different way of makeup in the Kawaii community versus the non-Kawaii community, like the not alternative community. And I feel like this translates into my makeup as a trans person. And I feel like I'm just gonna kind of tell you my history with makeup up until now to kind of just show you how my makeup ties in with my fashion and possibly my gender expression. It is, at the end of the day, for me, it's all quite interconnected. So I currently identify as a non-binary transmasculine person. I also like the term demi-boy, which I'll link down below to a video that I did all on demigender, which kind of essentially means that I am halfway between like non-binary, like no gender, like agender, and a boy. So kind of like in that area there. And I like masculine compliments and I like being seen as a boy, but I also am non-binary because gender. And I use both he and they pronouns, and I'm happy with both, either or, it's all good. So yeah, let me just kind of tell you my history with makeup. So I first got into makeup about 14 years ago when I was about 14. I lived in Turkey at the time, and I didn't really know much about makeup at all. I just kind of thought that at that age I was supposed to wear makeup, and it was something, yeah, that I just kind of felt like I had to do. But back then, the only makeup I kind of really wore was black eyeliner. And I would wear it like pretty much every single day. I did not like seeing my face without it. I got to the point where I felt so uncomfortable not wearing black eyeliner that I would literally wear it every day. Like, it would be smudged. Like, I'd wake up the next morning and just put new eyeliner over it. It was not the best, but the things you do when you're a teenager going through all those motions, you know. I was going through some stuff. I wasn't aware that trans people existed at that point. I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. So I thought I was a girl. I thought I was straight, like I was only dating men. I mean, I was like, back then, like it was kind of like the height of the emo phase, which is kind of what I was kind of going for at that point. And people were like identifying as like bisexual, so I have kind of identified as bisexual since then, but I hadn't like done anything about it until more recent years. Yeah, so I just kind of wore black eyeliner for the longest time, and I did that up until I came back to the UK and I was living here, and I wore black eyeliner. And then I started experimenting a little bit with colour and like dyeing my hair different colours, and I was still kind of like emo scene, but I was being a bit more experimental with my makeup and stuff like that. And I was getting like a little bit more confident in myself and how I dress. And then when I was 18, I discovered J fashion, and I started wearing it around like 19-ish. And I started off with Sweet Lolita, and yeah, it kind of just like changed my perception on fashion like entirely. Like, I wasn't aware these things existed before then. Like, my favourite colour had been pink for a while, and I think J fashion just kind of yeeted me into pink even more so, even though my favourite colour is actually lilac. But it was purple until I was like 15, 16, and then it was pink for like the longest time, and now it's back to lilac. But yeah, like, it really helped me kind of explore pastel fashion a little bit more, and then I discovered Fairy K. And with all these kind of fashions, the makeup look that I was doing didn't really go with that a lot. Like, I got comments from people that were saying that my makeup was too harsh, and I mean, it didn't really stop me wearing the black eyeliner, but then I eventually did stop wearing the black eyeliner and I swapped it for white. So the kind of look that I have now, like all this makeup, is kind of very similar to the makeup that I was doing back then. And I think that my gender expression hasn't changed when it comes to my makeup. So my battery died and I can't remember what I was saying, so I'm just gonna continue on from a different point if it's not the same point. Okay, then like when I discovered Fairy K, I changed my makeup a little bit more, and I experimented with makeup a little bit more, and I stopped wearing black eyeliner as much. And then when I was in Japan for my year abroad, I discovered that I was non-binary, and that changed how I started to dress a little bit more. Like, I realized that dresses and skirts and stuff like that made me dysphoric, but pastel colors didn't make me dysphoric, and makeup didn't make me dysphoric. And I just enjoyed my time with like discovering who I was and my makeup and my fashion, and I kind of, yeah, like I didn't really change the way I dressed myself, like in terms of like the colors and stuff or how I wore my makeup. Like that pretty much say I started shaving off my eyebrows. I think maybe that was a bit different, and throughout my transition I've been like pretty cool with my makeup. Like, it's never bothered me. I did have like a bit of a blip last year where I couldn't wear anything pastel and I couldn't wear makeup, and I think it was associated with dysphoria, but I was also I wasn't having a good time, and it kind of all came into a whole mess in my head, and I just didn't feel like I could be myself. I kind of felt a little bit more like I wanted to be invisible, and I kind of like didn't wear makeup and I just wore black, and that was a whole thing in itself. But it wasn't necessarily related to the makeup. It was just the makeup was the symptom, not the cause. And then yeah, this year I kind of like refound myself, and I started wearing pastels again and doing my makeup, and I just felt like, yeah, that's who I am, and I like myself like this. I enjoy wearing my makeup and put it together with my looks, and it kind of brings all my looks together, and I really like that about it. Like, it's just cool, it's fun. Like, it makes me feel cute and it makes me feel like a pretty boy, and that's how I see myself, as a pretty boy. And the way I kind of dress myself and all of that, it kind of fits for me into like my own kind of like personal pretty boy aesthetic. Although I actually I struggle to wear black eyeliner nowadays because for some reason that does give me dysphoria, and I don't know if that is related to my past, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet. And yeah, so I don't really wear a lot of black eyeliner. I tend to kind of just stick to the pink or the white, whatever. And I mean, it's fine because I don't really wear a lot of black anyway, so when I do a black look, it tends to be with a pink or a purple. So yeah, like in regards to my gender, like there's no association really with my makeup versus my gender expression. I don't feel particularly feminine or masculine in my makeup. I kind of just sit in that middle ground, androgynous, and that's kind of like the vibe I feel like I present to the world, is kind of quite androgynous, like masculine and androgynous. It doesn't make me feel any less as a trans person, it doesn't make me any less valid as a trans person. That's just who I am, and my identity kind of just ties in with that whole vibe, you know, like that's just who I am. For some people, makeup definitely helps them define their gender identity and gender expression, and for some it doesn't. Makeup is not supposed to define a person. Makeup is just something that you put on your face to change up how you look a little bit, you know, like, or a lot of it depending on how much makeup you put on, but like it's just a further expression of you. And unless it's obviously specifically to look like, you know, as a different persona or something, that's different. But if it's just a further expression of yourself, then it's related to your gender identity and your gender expression, and doesn't make you any less valid however you identify. Yeah, like for me, my makeup is related to my fashion. Like, it doesn't make me any less masculine, and it makes me feel like a pretty boy. And for me, like, it's everything to do with my fashion, and then also nothing to do with my gender identity. I feel like it hasn't changed over all these years, and I don't think it will, because the only thing that really changes is how I put my makeup on, because of the change in my face shape and my facial hair and stuff like that. So yeah, like, it's good. I'm happy with it, and I know this video has kind of turned into another ramble, and I hope it made sense. Thank you for listening to my rambles, and thank you for watching. And let me know down below like how your makeup relates to your gender expression, or just your expression in general, like whether you're cisgender or transgender. How does makeup affect you as a person? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.